If you've ever heard of Skrilla or QT7, you've heard of Philly drill, and it's the sound that's been taking over TikTok. Skrilla is the reason everyone's been saying 6-7, even though if you're from the UK, you'll know who the real 6-7 are. But what actually makes these beats go viral, and how can you make them yourself? In this video, I'll break it down step by step and show you exactly how to make a Philly drill beat from scratch. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so for Philly drill, you want the BPM to be around 140 to 155. And the trick for these beats is making the melody as simple as possible. When I started trying to make Philly drill, I couldn't quite get the sound right, and it was because I was doing too much with the melody. It's not like UK drill. You don't need a lot going on with the chords. You don't need it melodic. Philly drill is all about the atmosphere. And a lot of the beats don't even have full chord progressions. It's more about things like vocals, textures, drones, just any atmospheric sounds. And then the 8-weight and the percussion is a huge part of it. I'm going to start with this preset in Analog Lab called Ascending. It's just a really nice pad sound. If you want this exact preset, it's in my Sonic Souk Analog Lab bank, which is part of my Planet Drill bundle. I'll leave a link to all my kits in the description. I'm going to start off with a really simple chord, which is what I do most of the time. But maybe we could bring this top one down to create more tension. Maybe we could bring this closer to the root note. See, even that sound there, you just get a tense feeling when you hear it. And then we're just going to make really simple changes. We really don't need to do too much to these melodies. See, even that. We could copy this. And maybe add another note here. And honestly, we could even just leave it like this. Start layering it up, adding some vocals, some drones, some accents, things like that. So I've copied that exact MIDI. I'm just going to find a preset it goes with. That could be sick. Maybe this. Yeah. These two together sound crazy. There's another preset I really like in my Aurora UK drill bank, and it's just called String Support. Dark Melodies, this is one of those presets that I come back to all the time. This bank's part of my Divine bundle, or you can get it separately. Again, just copy the melody in. I add one note though. Do the same again here. Before I add anything else, to really get a vibe going, we could add a bass note from a piano. So C is the root note. Let's just bring it down a few octaves. Stretch it out to 4 bars. I don't know why, it just changes everything. Let's copy that. We'll just leave it with that one note. Okay, next thing I want to add is just some type of drone sound. Or this. This could work. Just little things to add to the atmosphere. Yeah, I think that's better. It sounds darker. I've just got an EQ to filter it as well. I think we need to filter the pads a bit too. I'm just going to cut the lows out of those strings. A few of the highs, and I've just got half time on the other pad. We need to filter this as well. Yeah, there we go. That's the vibe. Next up, I want some vocals, and for any type of drill, I find myself using something like Vocalize, Gold Atlantis, or just any choir or soprano vocal phrase bank. I even have some in my Pyroverse trap bundle. This is my latest one for trap and drill. You can go to dark vocal phrases, and I had all these recorded live. Some of them sound crazy, man. Or maybe this. Yeah, then I think we need to add one there. Yeah, that could work. And then switch it up at the end here. Or we have the same one playing, so I don't mind it being repetitive. And then we can copy it, and then maybe change these two. Yeah, that makes more sense. And then we've just got that little change here. Just gonna filter those vocals a bit. Can add some delay, some reverb too. Ooh, if we pitch the second half up an octave, this could sound mad. I think we could bring the drone up there too. All right, I've just split that. Let's copy it over. Take the strings out of this one. Just take these 3 for this section. And then we could take these without the strings here. Just so we have a few different parts. But I need to automate sound shifter with the vocals. I'll have it off here. Then it can come on for the second half. What I want to do now though is just render this because I want to change the key. Easiest way I found to do that is just to click this on the master channel. Hit Alt and R. We're going to render the song and leave the remainder. And hit start. But what if we pitched it up like 2? Yeah, this one sounded crazy. This is the one. And then we've got the vocals coming up here. See what I'm saying? This melody is so simple, but it's going to be crazy. So even at this point, we've definitely got enough. Like I said, man, it's all about the atmosphere. You don't need to go crazy with the melody. So let's add a pattern for drums. You want a nice crispy snare like this. And for a lot of the beats, the snares are spaced out. So you could miss the second one. So for example, miss that one. Could even add a few filler ones. Like here. Double one there. So we can copy this, but just bring the velocity of these 2 down. Yeah, copy that one. Then maybe a snare roll at the end. Highlight it, hit Alt and U, maybe just 4, something like that. I'm going to go to my Planet Drill bundle, the Dojo drum kit, and then the perks. There's a couple I want to add like this. Maybe that. Something like that could work. Something like this too. Of course, we need one of these. And then if we go to Pyroverse and my Magma kit, we can get a zap like this. So now we just have to figure out a bounce with all these perks. So I usually like to add 2 of something before the first snare, like this. And then maybe 2 more here, but with the zap. Could add 4. So that could work, or we could change these around for something else. Maybe this triangle. Yeah, and then with that perk, I want it to sound like it's delayed. So I'm going to bring this one down. Let's get this at the beginning. But with this, we're going to add some delay. So let's set the time to 6. Maybe some ping pong. Yeah, there we go. Or instead of these 2, could add this one. Definitely want to use more zaps. So let's copy this. Okay, maybe back here. Make a triangle as well. Now let's copy these perks. And I think this is enough to give us some bounce before we add the 8-weight. The 8-weight, I'm going to use my favorite one. This is the J spins. We're just going to boost it a bit and then increase the out. And if you remember, we pitched everything up 2. So now we're working in D minor. So because I've got it set to cut itself, if I add one with 0 velocity, the note's going to stop. So that's why we get this sound. All right, now I'm hearing a lower one here, but just fading into itself. Maybe we'll bring this out. Yeah, it just changes the bounce at the end. Could even pitch this up an octave. I'll have 2 here. That needs to go up though. Wait, sounded crazy. When you're using a lot of percussion though, I always like to check the pitch. You can do that in Edison. For example, this perk is actually hitting on F. So if we pitch it down 3, going from F to D, now it's going to be on the root note. And for the second time around with the 8-weights, I'm hearing a roll here. Just got the velocity a bit lower. All right, I'm just going to add a second 8-weight, and this isn't something that you have to do, but I always like to do it in my beats just to add my own taste. The one I'm using is the overtone one in my Sacred Trap suite. go. You can copy this. Just gonna bring in this sample, have it right at the end, and this will just help with the bounce. You can add this twisty one, but I've just pitched it up, mixed with this small one. This will be for halfway through. And right at the end, I'm just gonna add my signature camera flash. But from here, let's go ahead and split the drums. Let's bring everything out just to stay organized. So we've got this intro. This will be the hook. We can copy this out a couple times. I'm gonna get rid of most things here. Yeah, there we go. Let's get rid of that snare. Save these 808s too. Just have the perks come in. And I think we can just let that carry on playing. When it gets to the bridge, we'll cut quite a few things. Just stop the 808 playing though. Might even cut the whole 808. Yeah, there we go. We'll just save the last couple snares. Actually, what if we take the roll instead? Get rid of these, just use the flash. Yeah, and then from here, we can just go back to the hook. And with this bridge section, we could probably just use that as the intro. Then copy all of this over. All right, let's hear it from the beginning. So melodies just sounding real dark.
Cactus.
Part with the vocals up and up too. It's the hardest part. Right now into the verse. So no hats at all in this beat, but the perks just make it. Second 808 again. Now we're just in this little bridge. But if you want to check out any of the sounds I've been using today, the links to my kits are in the description. But for more videos just like it, click up here.